WayyoffBroadway here.
Why? Why did they do it?
This is our recap of episode 10, the season finale of Game of Thrones, The Mother's Mercy. I'm Brie. This is Calvin.
I'm Calvin.
We think.
This is Calvin and Brie Watch TV.
This is Calvin and Brie Watch TV, and Calvin sobs openly on my shoulder.
We'll get to it.
We got a lot to get to, so let's get started. Are you okay?
I'll be alright. Okay. Right. So...
Where did we start? There was so much going on.
Yeah, a ton of shit happened this episode.
We wrapped up a lot of good storylines. Do you want to start with them all, or do you want to wait till the end?
We'll end it with the end.
Okay.
So, yeah, we started off with Stannis. We find out that...
Stannis and the I saw this on Tumblr. Stannis and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Pretty much.
He finds out that half his army is left, all the sellswords, and half the horses are gone.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised. Only half of them figured out that a guy who allows his own daughter to be burned alive might not be the kind of person you want to follow.
They're not all exactly servants of the Lord of Light, so yeah. You should have thought about that. And then, by the way, Your Grace, hey, your wife's swinging from a tree.
Yeah.
So Selyse is dead too. And then, by the way, Your Grace, the red chick was just seen leaving camp. She's gone.
Bye, Felicia. So yeah, he's like, well, I mean, I think literally.
Okay, we're gonna march on Winterfell.
Well, no, I mean, literally, look at it from his point. His daughter's dead. His wife's dead. His hand's gone. The red bitch is gone. Literally, he has got nothing to lose left by this point.
So let's march on Winterfell. So they're starting to approach on Winterfell, and then the guy's like, Your Grace, there's not going to be a siege because you hear it coming. There's all these horses.
You see the Boltons.
And here come the Boltons. And it was a slaughter.
Yeah.
In the midst of the slaughter, you see Sansa using her little corkscrew that she had filched a couple of weeks ago to get out of her room.
And she goes and lights the candle.
And lights the candle.
And who do you think turns away from the tower just when it happens?
Because Podrick saw Stannis coming. So of course, he went and told Brienne. So she's like, oh, Stannis. Oh. So she turns away to go see that. And then the candle gets lit.
On the plus side, though, she got her revenge.
You know,
she found Stannis. A lot of people get their revenge this episode.
Yeah, she found Stannis wounded against a tree, and you know, and he was just like, "Yeah, do your duty, whatever."
It's like, well,
he's done.
It's like I don't even care anymore.
But we didn't see him physically die. We saw her swing her Oathkeeper, and
most likely he's dead, but I don't know. I'm sort of with the theory, like, unless we see it happen, it's not official.
Unless we see the dead body.
But let's be honest, he's probably dead. Okay, so and meanwhile for Sansa, like she's trying to get back to her room.
She's trying to get back, whatever, and she turns a corner. There's Miranda with her bow drawn, and
sorry about that.
And Reek sitting there too, and she's like, "Well, it's time to get back to your room," and she's like. Yeah, huh? And she's like, no, I
want to be a Bolton. I'm going to flay you.
Yeah, and she's like, I can torture you, blah, 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 blah. And
except for your downstairs. We're going to leave that.
We're going to leave that so you can still birth your heirs.
You know, Ramsay needs that.
Yeah. And then Theon finally comes through and is Theon again and throws the bitch over the ledge and she
got his balls back.
And it was a very satisfying splat, I must say.
That was so good.
It felt really good.
And then,
and then you hear them opening
back.
The gates, and so they make a run. They run up for some reason.
And it's literally like in a landing. It's like, do you trust me? Do you trust me? The jump!
Well, what you see is, you see these two people who've known each other since they were kids. And, they grew up together. And they're going to they're going to try and get out.
Yeah.
And we don't know what happened. We saw them jump, but we didn't see them land. We don't know if they're alive. We don't know if the fall killed them. So
yeah, but at this point, I'll go and say right now, unless I can remember something else, I'm naming Theon character for this episode.
Welcome back, Theon.
To be honest, I really can't think of anyone else who deserves it better than he does.
Arya?
We'll get to that. But yeah, actually, we'll get to it right now. Arya. So, back in Bravos...
we see back at the whorehouse, Meryn Tran is beating on very young girls, and this one is, the first two are like, and the third one is refusing to make a sound. He's like, I see, I'm about to fix that. So he sends the other two away, and he tries to beat her again, and She takes the face off, and it's Arya, and she's like, haha, stabs him in both eyes, which was great. Stabs him a bunch of times. She like jumped on him, started stabbing him, and
does the whole spiel. It's like, you know who I am. You know what you did.
You know who I am. Stuff. My name's Arya of House Stark.
And it again, Kill Bill all over again.
Lucky for Oren Ishii, Boss Matsumoto was a pedophile.
Skipping, yeah, and it's like, and at age, however old she is, she got her revenge.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. She's back in the House of Black and White. She puts the face back. You see Jaqen and the waif.
Yeah.
And it's like, I told you she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
And he's like, you stole a life from the Red God. We must give it back. And it looks like, she's going to get poisoned. And Jaqen takes
his throat.
And she starts screaming, no, 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 he was my friend. And she's like...
And this is where it gets weird. Like, okay... She turns around, and it turns out the waif is actually Jaqen this whole time? I don't know.
And the guy with Jaqen face, there's a bunch of faces, and you see her.
And then we see Arya's face.
And then she's like, what's going on? I can't see,
She goes blind.
And now she's blind. So...
Okay.
According to what I have heard, Arya is pretty much caught up with the books now.
Like everyone else.
Yeah.
Almost everyone. So, again, okay. I guess we'll...
But she got her bloody satisfaction, and that made me very happy.
For now, I guess we'll see what they do with it from here. Then we're back in Dorne. Yeah. It looks like, Jaime's taken...
Myrcella and Trystane back to King's Landing.
And Bronn. And we see Ilaria give Myrcella
a kiss. Gives her a kiss on the mouth.
Nice little smooch.
Yeah.
And it's like I wish you all the best or something like that. And it's like, oh well, 3 guesses what the snakes are up to.
But
and yeah.
Do you remember that scene with Bronn and Tyene?
Mm-hmm.
Foreshadowing.
And that's not even the weirdest part though for that scene. And again, that's saying a lot. So we're on the ship. They're sailing back. We see
Jaime and Myrcella having a conversation.
He's about to tell her to. It's like,
and she's like,
really, it's like, and she.
I know.
And she surprisingly calmly accepts that.
She's like, I know. I already do. Of course I knew. I'm not stupid.
I mean, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But she dead anyway.
Yeah, but then you see like the blood coming out of her nose and. The same, it was the same poison they used on, that Tyene used on Bronn earlier in the season, but she gave him the antidote.
And we see Ilaria start to bleed, but she's got the antidote,
Yep.
She wipes everything away.
Yep.
And she's just like, let's go, girls.
Sorry about it, yeah.
So,
Ilaria's on my kill list.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sorry. Sand Snakes, I'm not sure yet. You were so wasted this season.
And that's...
They were so wasted this season.
I think we'll get to that at the end. I want to talk about the season as a whole, if we have time.
We might have to do a second video.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
So, but yeah, either way, because it's always the innocents. Rest in peace, Myrcella.
Let's talk about Cersei.
Yeah! Let's get to Cersei now!
Cersei is sitting in her cell, and the chick comes in, and this chick...
Confess.
She knows 2 words. Confess and shame. That's all she knows.
I'm waiting for the
We'll
shame
get into that in a minute.
So yeah, she goes before the High Sparrow. She... confesses to 1 act of adultery.
She confesses that she had sex with Lancel Lannister.
I mean, there's one thing. And again, it's like, there are rumors that, the kids aren't really yours. That
and she's like, bullshit.
And yeah, she like adamantly defends that to the end.
She's like, nope. It was a lie started by Stannis.
Yeah.
So, and
and the saddest part too is, I mean, even though it's so incredibly obvious, technically they can't prove it. Like I said, it's incredibly obvious who they are, but...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So, it's just like, please, just let me see my son. Let me just see my son. It's like, okay, I'll let you do it.
After you atone.
On 1 condition. Yeah, and that's the thing.
So you see her get stripped naked, they clean her up,
and they
shear her hair off.
Powerhouse performance from Lena Headey.
Oh, yeah. Lena Headey.
Yeah, just completely naked, head shaved, yeah. And
she has to walk all the way to the Red Keep.
Oh my! Okay, I was getting seriously uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, I was enjoying it at first, and then I was getting uncomfortable.
No, I'm sorry. That's They went way too long with that.
Yeah, that was a really long.
Which
scene.
obviously is what they were going for.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, she's...
They're really trying to make you feel...
I honestly wonder, like, how much...
Sympathy for Cersei.
I honestly wonder, though, like, how much of that was like, acting, really? Because, I mean... Like I'm saying, it was a powerhouse performance, but...
That.
Oh,
well, you gotta remember that, you know, this is little bits and stuff. You know, she was actually
That's
like that
true.
all the time.
I know, but...
It's not live theater.
I know. Sorry.
Anyways.
Going too far with it.
So,
but
she finally makes it back. And
finally breaks down crying.
She gets in there, and Qyburn's got a robe for her.
You see Qyburn.
And he's
Pycelle
giving her a look and is like, oh, you were a dirty little fucker. I really hope something bad happens to you.
And her Uncle Kevin.
And her Uncle Kevin is just sitting there being judgy like Uncle Kevin always does. And then Qyburn puts the robe on her, and he's like,
"Here, I got a new
this is the newest member of the King's Guard. He's as big as a mountain."
Yeah, it's Franken Mountain.
It's Franken Mountain.
So I'm just like, okay, I guess it's not.
And he has vowed to take a vow of silence until all of her enemies are defeated.
And I literally was like, until I saw the credits and saw that it was the same guy, I'm just like, which is the writer's way of saying you either got a different actor and or you probably cut his tongue out or burned his throat or something like that.
But you know, you can only see a little bit around the eyes that was gray. And so that's where we're at for King's Landing. You see that glint come back in Cersei's eyes. She's like, oh shit, it's on now. So.
Meanwhile, back in Marine, we see basically with the aftermath of that, which I'm surprised they didn't put that at the beginning of the episode, because that's usually what they do.
Oh well.
For the last little bit.
But you have Tyrion and Dario and Jorah sitting on the steps talking about, well, what are we gonna do now? We need to go find her.
We see Missandei and Grey Worm. He's alright, yay! So there's like okay, basically we're having another.
We're gonna go find her.
It's another buddy thing. We have Jorah and Dario
for the road trip next season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they decided. They decided that Tyrion will stay,
and Grey Worm and Missandei
they'll all stay in Marine, and Tyrion will govern. But he won't be alone. He's got a guy who knows a bunch of secrets and has birds.
Hi, Varys.
Hi, Varys. Hey, sneaky bald guy.
We're so glad you're back.
We missed you.
All right. And then we get the Dany, who's trying to get Drogon to take her back.
But he's
like, no, I'm tired. I just took a bunch of freaking
and you
spears
can see the wounds in him. Like he's not going anywhere.
And she's like, we need to go back to Marine. We need to go back to Marine. And he's like, no.
It's like, okay, whatever. So she goes down.
She starts walking, looking for food.
And then lo and behold,
horse riders. They looked Dothraki.
And it looks like they all decided to cross the narrow sea.
All of them.
Holy crap!
That's a lot of them. So we'll see.
Once again, we'll see what they'll do in the next season.
And then finally we went to the wall.
Well, it started out with Jon and Sam talking.
And Sam wants to go to the Citadel, and Jon reluctantly gives his okay.
So Sam and
Gilly and the baby, they all leave.
Yeah, they're going to the Citadel. He's going to be a great master.
And now Jon is all by himself.
Which
is bad. And he's sitting there reading his scrolls. And Ollie, the little shit.
Well, hold on, because before that, Davos. We see Davos there. He's like, he's like, we need people. And it's like, dude, it's not their fight, whatever. And then the red lady walks in, and it's like, what are you doing back here? Really?
And yeah.
So then Jon's sitting
there reading his scrolls, and Ollie's like,
it's like, hey, we found your Uncle Benjen.
We found a wildling that knows where your uncle is.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes out. And they're around the ring, and
there's no wildling.
And it's a little post that says traitor. And he turns around, and there's
Alistair Thorne
stabs him for that watch. And then how many times did he get stabbed?
I think like 5. And then we see Ollie, and he stabs him. I'm just
We're gonna do another video with our
We'll go into
season
a 2-parter.
Recap. Yeah, we'll do this a 2-parter. But that's the end of Game of Thrones for season 5, and
in our next video we're just gonna talk about what we thought about this season as a whole.
Season as a whole.
So,
but that was this episode. A lot happened. A lot of things were left very, very open ended. We're looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen next.
So if you like this video, like, subscribe, share it, and in the meantime, I'm Calvin.
I'm Brie.
This is Calvin and Brie Watch TV. We're way off Broadway, way with 2 eyes.
2 eyes.
Bye. Take care.